Here's to hoping that I don't get robbed for 2 years straight for best hair in the vinyl community. Hello, vinyl community. If that is indeed your real community. This is Rich at Embarrassment of Riches, and I'm here to share my month of June vinyl finds and pickups that I got through record shopping in person and through the mail. We just got back from Japan about 7 days ago, and only now is my body clock returning to kind of recognizing where I'm at and what time it is. So I figured, why not try to shoot a video before we head up to Buffalo for Mike MGK Boston's Buffalo Vinyl Community Party. That'll be Thursday morning when we leave, so we'll be ready to go by Friday for all the festivities. And the party will be on Saturday, and that is going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see a lot of you there for the first time and a lot of return people as well. Oh, this old thing? And I'm going to attempt to keep this as short and sweet as possible with only a few of the highlights from the past month, because June was an incredible month for vinyl shopping in person and things that got delivered to the house, and that's just in the States. I bought another nice stack of records while we were in Japan and in South Korea, and I came home to a stack of mailers this high in my office. So there's a whole bunch of cool stuff to get through. It was a very good month, and yeah, I'll show you a couple highlights here and keep it short. I want to shoot this, edit it, and post it up before we leave for the party, which we plan on doing Thursday morning, because it is about an 8-hour drive from where we're at. I want to post something that I can watch by the time we get to the hotel that night. And definitely, like everyone else, I'm going to be shooting with multiple cameras at the party because it is so much fun. And I hope to meet a bunch of new people there this year. And I also hope to see all the cool people that I met last year. I'll see you there. This old thing again? Come on. In the Arashiyama bamboo forest in Kyoto, closing your eyes will reveal to your ears the sounds of a calm sea as the breeze travels through the forest. Bamboo's ability to endure is personified by its ability to be flexible. To bend is the Zen Buddhist metaphor for firmness of character combined with humility. And it serves to remind me that I left behind far too many records at Disc Union in Shibuya, and now I'm too far away to go get them. Remember your breathing, Rich-san. No tears, no fears. Wait. First up is a record that has been in my Discogs want list for a very long time. It's not an expensive record by any means, but it still seems to have proven to be pretty hard to find over the last couple of years. And miracle of miracles, I found one a couple of weeks ago on eBay for a reasonable price. Didn't get into a bidding war with anybody. I don't know, maybe it's just me that wanted it, but there is this. Now playing the selected cuts from Tears for Fears. This is a in-store promo that they used to play in record stores once upon a time. And this is from, I believe, '85, the same year as Songs from the Big Chair came out. You know, the more cynical among us could be forgiven for believing that the executives at Polygram were sitting in their fur-lined offices in their plush leather chairs, seeing the success of the singles for Shout and Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and thinking, hey, we're sitting on warehouses full of piles of the previous album from the band, The Hurting, which is every bit as good as Songs from the Big Chair, but didn't sell a lot in the States. So they figured they put out something like this to give people in store a taste of just how good The Hurting was, and voila, here we are. It might be difficult today to convey to somebody under the age of 400 just exactly how much MTV ruled the airwaves by 1985. All of us were glued to our TVs for hours a day watching music videos, and you could not sit for an hour watching MTV and not see at least 2 videos from Tears for Fears in that summer of 1985. And if your interest in Tears for Fears ended around 1985 and 86, this could actually be the greatest hits compilation that you've been looking for all along. But please do know that they did continue to make multiple great albums after this, whether it was just Roland or Roland and Kurt together. So if this is something that sounds good like you would want for your collection, I wish you luck in trying to find one. As I had said, it's not expensive. I got this for about 25 bucks, but it did take me about 5 years to finally find one. This thing sounds superb. And you'd be a fool to try to only pick 1 or 2 songs off of this. This is the track listing here. Shout, Memories Fade, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Mother's Talk, Pale Shelter, The Hurting, Mad World, The Working Hour, Change, and Everybody Wants to Rule the World extended 12-inch remix. Wow. Yeah, I played this one a couple of times already, and we've only been home for a week. Fushimi Inari Taisha in Kyoto, with its famous thousands of torii gates. It was founded in the year 711, which is all the more interesting to find out because half of the meals that I have ingested in this beautiful country have come from a 7-Eleven. And I don't think this is a coincidence. All the incredible statues of the foxes, messengers of the gods, caused me to reflect that deep within me I was holding on to anger for passing by on the opportunity to purchase that Japanese original pressing of Foxtrot from Genesis. I do have faith that I will return someday and bring a much larger suitcase. And this bad boy right here was actually delivered in March, but I had not got a chance to sit down and really absorb and listen to it, and I didn't want to just join the fray of everybody else who pre-ordered and got theirs on time, and it just kind of fell below the stacks and resurfaced this last month. And this is the remastered and recut at half speed Faith from George Michael, the 1987 classic, redone for what, the 40th anniversary, give or take. And this one will hopefully serve to exorcise some adolescent demons that I had in me that kept me from enjoying this album when it came out. I was not a fan of Wham in the early to mid 1980s before George went solo here. It was all day-glow pop and just too much for me. It was diametrically opposed to the kind of music that I was enjoying at that time. And, you know, like everybody else, I did watch enough MTV to absorb these things by osmosis and knew every word to every song, but just kind of despised the bounciness and peppiness that was the makeup of all of it. But by the time 1987 did roll around, I was 14, 15 years old, and still not listening to pop music at all, but seeing the videos all the time on MTV and absorbing even more of George Michael's music, unwilling as I may have been at the time. But with maturity comes understanding. He was obviously a very talented songwriter and gifted performer, and I'd been a fan of Motown songs since I was a very, very young kid. And the more I listened to this record as I got older and the follow-up album, the more I heard the Motown influences in his songwriting and in his voice. There was a kindred and shared spirit and soulfulness in that music that completely passed me by when I was young. So now this classic sits quite comfortably in my collection amidst a couple other original pressings of this album in varying conditions. Yeah, I'm glad I had a little time to sit and think about and listen to this one a few times before I got to talk about it. George Michael, Faith, Remastered Edition, 40th Anniversary. The Kinkaku-ji Buddhist Temple in Kyoto. More commonly known as the Golden Temple, for reasons I probably don't need to explain. It was originally built by Shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu in 1399. It has been burned down twice, once in the 1470s and again in 1950. And as I walked in the footsteps of the fabled 15th century shogun, I could not help but think, about how unbelievably clean every street is. Even without the benefit of public trash cans, it still seemed immaculate. One can take trash cans for granted. Much like one of my favorite bands, Scottish legends, the Trash Can Sinatras. And next up is two singles from one of my all-time favorite albums of any genre, and I talk it up whenever I can. Both of these were A-side import releases from the UK. One was a lot easier to find in the States than the other because this first one here, from the Trash Can Sinatras, Only Tongue Can Tell, 1990, was my first introduction to the band because K-Rock used to play this song a lot, and immediately upon hearing it, I went out and bought the CD. And like a lot of the Trash Can Sinatra's 12-inch singles, the B-side has two unreleased songs on it that were non-LP cuts. This one right here was the much harder to find of the two. This took forever because, I mean, you could always get a copy shipped from the UK, which has always been expensive, even more so now, obviously, than ever before, but it was always a bit onerous on the shipping. But whenever I saw this in the States, it was going for $40. And that, I mean, it's a 12-inch single of one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite albums. But it's a hefty price to pay. And I figured I'd just wait it out. One will eventually show up, right? I mean, that's what happens. And if you're willing to wait 36 years or so, one will show up on eBay at a perfect price and nobody will really be bidding too hard against you on it. This one is Circling the Circumference. Absolute banger of a song. Yeah, they were near impossible to find on vinyl in the United States for many, many years. And the Trash Can Sinatras do have a new album coming out this year, which you know damn well I ordered a couple of copies to be delivered to the house. Also, while we were in Japan, a Trash Can Sinatra's related record was delivered. Let me go get that. Okay, I found it. This one's going to take a little bit more of a preface to it, though, than the Trash Can Sinatra's 12s did. This is called Stella's Birthday from Fellow Mortals. Now, this group here has the lead singer of the Trash Can Sinatras, Frank Reeder, and it also involves Simon Dean or Simon Dine. I can't remember how that's pronounced, but he's from a band called Noonday Underground. And this is a collaboration that they released just this year, obviously. This is still sealed, so I haven't listened to it. But it's comprised of poems and letters, I believe, between Jonathan Swift in the 18th century and a companion of his named Esther. And yeah, it also has a 38-page color booklet inside with lyrics and annotations. It's a 10-inch limited record. I think there were only 300 of these made. I had to have this shipped to the house from Scotland. And I am very much looking forward to this. This is probably going to be in a July or August video roundup. And generally anything Trash Can Sinatra's related, I will pick up as soon as I see it. And I am kind of upset that I did not find the Japanese pressing of any of their albums, or the South Korean for that matter, while we were on vacation, because I was looking. Next time. I hope there's a next time, because I definitely want to go back. Every record collector that's been there will tell you how great it is a place to shop for records. And I think that they're massively underselling it, because not only is it the greatest place to buy records that I've ever seen, it's the best place to buy comic books, art, used books, models, toys, everything. Like, Japan is nice. Sometimes I wonder why more people who have good taste in music haven't listened to the Trash Can Sinatras before. Maybe it is because of song titles like Only Tongue Can Tell and Circling the Circumference. Regardless, I will always recommend their debut album, Cake, to anybody with any kind of taste in music, because it is brilliant. This next one is one that was not on my radar until I was just trolling through Bandcamp the other day and happened to see that Ed O'Brien from Radiohead had his own solo record. And not only that, this is his second solo record, Blue Morpho. And of course, Ed is the lesser known of the guitar players from Radiohead, but that's not a bad thing to be when your companion in that is the great Johnny Greenwood. And after seeing this and listening to the tracks that were available on Bandcamp, I immediately put an order in, because this is really good music. I haven't opened this yet because I've been listening to the MP3s that came with the purchase. But yeah, this is on a stack of things that I'm going to get to this week. I also have some new Peter Gabriel for the collection, which, if anybody's seen any of my videos before, they're going to be incredibly surprised, because if Peter put out a Greatest Burps double LP, I would probably be in line to buy that one too. These aren't quite that. These are two that had just been released, and also these were on Bandcamp as well, just I had bought them previous to that last one from Ed O'Brien. The first one is In the Big Room. And this is a double LP gatefold, and it was an intimate concert in 2003 in the Big Room at his Real World Studios that he owns and operates in England. It's a very intimate concert. It is a beautiful thing, and I love it. It's live songs from Peter, which is incredible, but you get to hear it in a much smaller setting than normal. Most of these live songs that we hear from Peter are in arenas or stadiums of tens of thousands of people, and this was just an invite only for fan club members. And oh man, they were very lucky to be in the room with this. This is an incredible one. I've also given this one a couple of listens since I've been back. And it is the usual suspects for songs. It's Burn You Up, Burn You Down, Games Without Frontiers, Mercy Street, San Jacinto, Shock the Monkey, In Your Eyes. There is no Salisbury Hill, which is a tough pill for me to swallow, because that is one of my favorite Peter Gabriel songs. But I'll let it slide. He can have a day off. Just, get it right next time, Peter. Right? Good. Also is one that I've had as a FLAC file for many, many, many years, and I had no idea they were ever planning on releasing as a double LP for vinyl. This is Live at WOMAD 1982. Peter Gabriel live yet again during the disastrous financial ruin that happened to him for the WOMAD tour that he tried to put together with the best intentions and an incredible bill full of awesome musicians. It just wasn't the right time. I'm not sure what happened there, but it did lead to his financial ruin, and he eventually had to be bailed out by some friends. But that does not stop this from being an incredible concert. And this is full of his solo hits to date, which 1982 predates his mega hit album So by 4 years. And this just has, off his first 4 records, you'll find the best songs from there. sadly and oddly missing Shock the Monkey, which in '82 was, as far as I knew, the biggest hit he had had in the States. It was the first time I had ever heard Peter's music and saw the video. And pretty cool is that even though they're 20 years apart, some of the hits are on both these records. There is San Jacinto and I Have the Touch. It is always an incredible month when you can get two brand new records from Peter Gabriel delivered to your house. Very grateful to see these. Oh, and a cool little thing I picked up as well on Facebook Marketplace of all things, and it was just a few bucks. It's the Beastie Boys 1987 License to Ill Tour concert book. This was the book that you could buy along with your t-shirts and your CDs or records of the concert, man. And it's got great pictures in it, and it is hard to really state how important the Beastie Boys were in 1987 to a lot of us hip-hop fans. Yeah, it was cool. I think this might be the first thing I bought off of Facebook Marketplace, so let's hope it leads to good things and other purchases. I do want to thank everybody for sticking around this long. I'm going to try to trim this down to make it a tight 15-20 minutes if I can, and have it ready to go before we leave for Buffalo. We're actually staying in Canada this year on the other side of the falls. We stayed in Buffalo last time, and the American side of the falls is all right, but you could see how much the view is improved if you're on the Canadian side, and it will be my first trip to Canada. So, a lot of cool things happening. I hope everybody's doing good. I've got a lot of vinyl community videos to catch up on. Wow. I mean, we were gone for a little over 3 weeks, and glad to be back, and very much looking forward to making more videos and seeing everybody at the party. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all next time. You could be a... Fuck me. Let's try that one more time. My July vinyl finds. No, that's this month. Fuck. And not hit boot. The... Fuck me. Ah. Looming large in the loom. Looming large in the loom. Loom, 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 loom. I'm gonna... Ugh. Of the previous album, which is just as good, Pale Shelter. That's not good. And really, greatest hits format for them. Format is the vinyl. Fuck. Here as a greatest hints. Fuck. Half speed. Damn it. I came to listen. God damn it. I began to hear. And the Trash Can Sinatra. Pale Shelter. God damn it, it's the hurting. Fuck. These god damn things.